friends, Kim from Stamping Imperfection, and I am so excited because I won one of the Instagram hot prizes at Photoplay. They had, I believe it was an anniversary celebration, and I did all the things, liked it, tagged some friends, left a comment, and I won one of the prizes, and they invited me to select one of the collections. And of course, I selected the autumn collection. And here it is. This is their new autumn collection. I love that cut apart page. These patterns are gorgeous. The B-sides are fabulous. And I'm looking at this and thinking, oh, I just can't wait to start. So the day it arrived, I sat down and created a layout. So my layout is for the Challenge Yourself Scrapbook Challenge, and this month's theme is friendship. So the premise of the Challenge Yourself challenge is that you have to be in the photo. And my husband and I had just gone for a walk, and it was like the perfect fall day, and we snapped a selfie of ourselves out on the very first fall day of the year. And I decided, then like an hour later this arrived, and I decided that's like kismet. I have to make a layout using that picture in this beautiful collection. So I got the collection with the stickers, and I think there are 12 sheets here. You can see all the beautiful patterns. I loved this this gorgeous rusty red color with the leaves. It's like a tone on tone, and of course the chocolate with the words and the gingham, and then there's this plaid. Like, that's to die for. The colors in that are it's just perfection. And I know there are a couple cut aparts I want to use, and then of course the stickers. So I started by removing the UPC strip from that rust page or red page, and I am going to use my photo as a 4x6 photo. I have a little Canon selfie, and I usually use the app on my phone, the PicTap Go app, to like make the images smaller and print a couple of them. But this time I decided that I want to use this full-size photo because we look adorable, so why not? And it was such a perfect day after our morning walk. We take a walk together every morning, first thing before we do anything else. So I took that plaid and I cut a piece at 5 by 10ish, and then I cut this little chocolate piece down at 5.5 by 4.5 by 6.5. And I know I want that to go behind my photo, and I don't have a layout in mind exactly, but I love some of the images in these cut aparts. So I'm going to use some of the cut aparts to actually cut the images out. So I have essentially got some ephemera or die cuts to use. I love the coffee cup. I love the sweater. I love this Grateful for You title. I'm going to use that as my title. This journaling box that says Fall Memories is perfect. And I love that little pumpkin. I also really like some of the sentiments on these cut aparts, so I'm going to use those cut aparts and fussy cut some things out, and then cut down some of the sentiments and add them to my page. So I'm just playing around with this, trying to decide what exactly I want to do. And I realized that I definitely want this 5 by 10 inch panel. I wanted to put it toward the bottom and sort of have a lot of white space at the top, or in this case red space. And I cut down another piece of that chocolate so it filled in the rest of that, and I'm going to put that behind that journaling box. So I'll have this going all the way across with just a little bit of that plaid showing on the ends, and this will finish this off nicely. I participated in the scrapbook and cards today. The last two virtual events that they had, they're fantastic. Oh my goodness gracious. And I'm participating in the one that's coming up, all the ones that are coming up in October and November. And I got so many ideas. Like I have kind of I took quite a break from stamping and mostly did card making for many years. Although I started out my paper crafting life as a scrapbooker, and scrapbooking has really evolved over the years from when I was a creative memories demonstrator to all the collections that are available now. They're so beautiful. I love Photoplay papers. Like, I was so excited to win this. So I did cut down that 4x6 Grateful for You. That was one of the cut apart cards, and I tucked the bottom of that under the that plaid because I didn't want to have too many clashing patterns. So I'm just looking through these to see what I want to cut apart or fussy cut out here and use as ephemera on my my little layout here. So I decided on this pumpkin, and I don't hate fussy cutting. I do have a brother scan and cut, so I probably could have put this on there, but it was just such a pleasant day, and I had some music going in the background, and I decided I would just fussy cut this out. It doesn't take very long, and it'll be exactly what I want. And sometimes with the brother scan and cut, like, I'm not sure it's going to get all the pieces. Most of the time it's perfect, but every now and then the paper will slip and it will wreck something. So I didn't want to take that chance because I don't have any extra bits here. I want to use all these really pretty bits. And so I just have the collection. I don't have any of the ephemera or chipboard or any of the other things that they may have out to go with this. But I can tell you I love this collection. This is one of those where I might have to get a second one of these because I know I'm going to use this one before the middle of September. I will have all of this cut apart and used and scrapped. So I do love the sentiment on this says let's get cozy. So I'm going to actually trim that down like a sentiment strip with my trimmer, and I'm using this sweater, and I like the Hello Fall on that coffee cup, so I'm going to do the same thing there. So I'll fussy cut those out and trim down those sentiments. So once I got that done and I was deciding what bits I wanted to use, I have this little UPC strip, and I decided I want the one of the little bits off there. I like to create like a little banner or strip and use it along like either a top corner or a bottom corner, because for some reason I really like to have 3 different ephemera clusters, and I often put one in an upper corner or a lower corner. So I have this great scrapbook.com. I don't know if you've tried the scrapbook.com double-sided adhesive tape, but it's fantastic. It's not too thick, and it comes in all different sizes, and the backing paper comes off so easily that I really love this tape. I think I have I think it's a 1/4 inch. I don't think it's a 1/2 inch, but I really like it. It's a perfect size for me. And I also bought some of the like 1/8 inch strips that don't come on a roll, they come on a flat panel. And this is really quite nice adhesive. I was surprised, very pleasantly surprised. So you can see me using that here. So I put some on the top of that cup that I cut out, and I'll put some on the right hand side of the sweater. I don't put the foam adhesive all over my ephemera bits. I just put it either on the top or a side so that it pops up one part of that image, and it gives a little bit of dimension. Plus it makes it easier to tuck things behind. I really liked this floral heart sticker, and then of course the leaves. I have to use some leaves, and my favorite thing is to play with all of the ephemera. I love that they include the little tabs because I love to put tabs behind my pictures. and I'm, just playing with it. I have to have the books there. Who doesn't love to read books in the fall when you're all snuggled up in a sweater and warm fuzzy socks and, perfection. So I'm just creating a little cluster down toward the bottom, and I'm going to do a little cluster up toward the top, a very little cluster up toward the top. I just want something to pull your eye across the page, and I'm just adding some stickers to that. And you can see I'm pretty building this pretty quickly for me, actually, because I was just so excited to play with this. And it just so happened we had just snapped the picture this morning, and it was the very first day that was not humid since last spring. So we were very excited about that, and it was just such a pleasant walk. We walk every morning. It's not helping get us in shape, but it certainly helped keeping us healthy. So, according to the cardiologist, taking the walk every day is one of the best things you can do. He said that's more important than losing weight. So I really like that guy. So I'm trimming down these sentiments that I had left over from the cut-aparts, and I don't usually do that. Now, one of the reasons I even thought to start cutting apart the cut-apart cards was from that scrapbook and Cards Today virtual event. Like, some of the big-time scrapbookers who are in the magazines and design for all the big companies, like, they do stuff like this. And, like, taking those classes was so eye-opening for me to see how they use the supplies when they get a collection kit like this. And I never in the past would have cut one of those cards apart. I would have felt compelled to use it the way that it was designed. But why? Because I want it to, work in a different way for me. I'm still using all the parts of it. And sometimes I don't even use all the parts of it now. So, like, that was eye-opening for me. Like, it never occurred to me that I could do that, or, that it's okay to cut those apart. It's good to use the pieces, but, modify them for how you need them. So I actually think that's really fun, because I used to look at those cut apart sheets and think, what am I going to do with that? Why would I want to make a scrapbook page on this paper? I didn't even realize they were cut aparts until I started scrapbooks with Vicki Boutin, and I've learned so much from Vicki Boutin, and she's the reason I did the scrapbooking cards today, because she was teaching one of the classes the first time, and then I got to take classes from a whole bunch of other people, and boy, it's been fantastic. I have really loved getting back into the scrapbooking since I retired, so this has been a really fun thing. And you know what? I'm at a different stage in my life. Most of the pictures I took of my children growing up and our family vacations, almost all of those are scrapbooked. And, now it's just my husband and me taking walks in the morning and things like that. So I've started documenting my story in a different way. I use traveler's notebooks much more than I used to, and I use these collections in my traveler's notebooks. But I do love making 12 by 12 layouts. There's something very appealing. Once I got this all laid out, I decided I wanted some ink splatter. One of the things I do a lot more of is mixed media details, thanks to Vicki Boutin. I have, been stretching my design muscles here and adding some of my card making skills to my scrapbook pages, and this is one of them. I love to add splatter. I love to stamp in my scrapbooks also, but I just wanted to play with this collection, so I didn't do any stamping, but I have a ton of stamp sets that would work beautifully. I have lots of fall stamp sets with leaf images. I have die sets. I could have die cut some leaves out, and as I continue to use this collection, I'm definitely going to do that. Now, I did use ground espresso distress oxide there. I smushed it, spritzed it with water, and then I'm using like a number 4 round brush just to splatter that on, trying not to get it on my photo. And I also used white gouache and did the same thing. Spritzed it with water, mixed it up with my paintbrush, and then just tapped the brush over my finger, picked up a lot of water, a lot of the wet paint with it, and then tapped it over my finger. So I'm going to pull this out again so you can see it. I'm just kind of tidying up so that I can pull that page out again. And you do have to be careful because you have to let those drops dry. I just felt like it needed one more thing. And I really wanted my enamel dots, but could not locate them quickly enough. And I found a very pretty set of sequins that I got from Catherine Pooler's store, which I will link below, along with this Photoplay set and the scrapbook.com foam tape. And I used her Mystic sequins, and I put a lot of sequins on this page. I discovered a site called Spiegelmom. I think it's pronounced Spiegelmom's scrapbooking, and she sells a lot of sequin mixes. So I've been watching following her for a while now. I have a lot of sequin mixes from her, and she's got a design team to show you how to use the sequin mixes in your scrapbooking. So I think that's really fun. So I'm just kind of tucking these all around. I sort of want a trail of these, and I love that these sequins have blue in them. I always like to add a little blue to my fall collection, and there is a little blue in this collection. You can see the flowers on that heart, and in the flowers tucked in the pumpkin that I fussy cut out have a little bit of blue. So I'm just spreading those around, and now I'll use my art glitter glue. These tweezers, by the way, are called on the hook tweezers. They have a little hooked end. They're from Maker Forte, and they are the best tweezers to pick up little embellishments. And then I'm going to use the magic wand tool. I call it the magic wand tool. It's got a jewel picker on one end and a craft pick on the other end. And here I'm using the jewel pick, which is one of those wax tips. And I love this tool. And they made both of these tools in this really pretty rainbow metal. And there are other tools. There's a big sweeper brush that I have that is also made from the same metal. So I love these Maker Forte tools. I think their tools are very thoughtfully designed. So this is art glitter glue, and if you don't have glue in a little container like that with the precision tip, you need to get a precision tip. I got this off Amazon, and you can get these little jars. I got a package of 20 of these with the precision tips. I don't know that I'll ever use 20 of them, but so far I've used about 5, and these are nice to have. They weren't very expensive. It was maybe $10 for 20, and I'll give some to my daughter and some to my sister and save a few for other projects. So those are very nice containers. They have a little cap that goes on the precision tip, and that's going to complete my page. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel while you're here. Thank you so much for watching, friends. Have a wonderful day. And thank you, Photoplay Paper. I love you.